Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of January 22nd, 2017. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Please stay tuned after the overview for announcements and then a viewer question. I'm looking forward to interacting with you guys and answering more questions as we go forward. So let's jump in here. It is an exciting week, a week of beginnings, even if we don't know what exactly it's going to look like, how exactly it is ultimately that we are going to implement them. A lot of us are going to be having moments of truth followed by fresh insights, fresh energy, and a sense of beginning again in at least one area of life. Now, this energy of beginning again is really about the new moon. There's a new moon happening in the sign of Aquarius this week. Now, what makes this new moon particularly special is the fact that it is what astrologers call unaspected. So what that means is it's a good 24 hours before this new moon starts speaking with other power players. Now, these conversations are amazing. Positive conversations with Jupiter, with Saturn, with Neptune, that suggest lucky opportunities that bring blessings that last. So the blessings will come, but the fact that this particular new moon is unaspected does suggest that we are all in some way with the inspiration, lots of inspirational energy with that Aquarian energy, with that inspiration. It's going to take a little bit of a moment. It's going to take a little bit of time to figure out exactly how it is that we are going to manifest these fresh insights and the seeds that we hope to plant, how it is exactly that we are going to bring forward and use other areas of life towards the manifestation of the new inspirations that we're having now. So the energy is a lot more concentrated. It's a lot more focused. It's also a lot more compartmentalized. The blessings will come. We will find ways to use this energy to the advantage of different areas of life. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And any gains that are made thanks to this new moon might not be as immediate as maybe otherwise we would like, but they will absolutely come. Now, for some of you out there, these gains are going to be experienced very soon in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We are going to have, coming up about 2 weeks from now, we are going to have an eclipse. And this eclipse is going to be a full moon eclipse, and it's happening in the opposite sign of this new moon. And so it does suggest a trigger of sorts that allows manifestation to start to occur. So some people are going to experience it in 2 to 3 weeks from now. Others might have to wait as long as 6 months. But all of us out there will find a way to use this energy that right now starts as inspiration. A whole lot of things actually start as inspiration. Energy that starts as inspiration, we will find a way, we will find that pathway that leads us towards manifestation and the fulfillment of some loftier aims as well. Faith really does go a long way. Visualization really does go a long way with energy like this. It may not necessarily have the immediate reward that we like, and yet we have faith, and that really is something that we can count on. And the fresh energy is only going to continue from there and just grow in momentum. The reason for this fresh start is Mars. Mars will move into the sign of Aries, coming home to its native sign, right? Mars being the ruling planet of Aries, coming home to its sign, but also this is the point where ultimately the equinoxes take place. This is the point that kicks off the beginning of spring. Now, we're not there yet, I know that, but this is really going to be that activation, that understanding that new is beginning now, that fresh energy is coming in. And you think about spring, right? What happens? The energy is one of creation, of ideas, of creativity. It's also one that can be very embodied, that has a desire to connect with other people, that has a desire to know life. With Mars moving into this part of the sky, all of us in at least one area of life are going to feel very inspired to know a more engaged experience, to feel like we actually are living more fully in that particular area. All of us out there are going to be feeling this sense of a fresh beginning. And a lot of it is going to connect to that new moon, as the new moon is so about ideas and inspiration and thoughts and possibilities. It is this Mars that asks us to be totally present with ourselves, with our breath, within our bodies, and decide what it is that we truly desire to experience, what change it is and what beginning it is that we truly desire to have, and then find ways to implement that. A lot of that implementation is going to be possibly a little bit impulsive, right? Mars moving into the sign of Aries can be impulsive. It can be a show of strength, but what we want to do instead is contemplate what real power is in our own lives. I call this, Mars is so much about the serenity prayer, so much about understanding where it is that we have power to affect change, where it is that we don't have power, and having the wisdom to know the difference, knowing ourselves well enough to feel complete within and to feel certain within. So from that space, we can take action that resonates as our truth in support of the direction that we desire to go. This can be very beautiful energy. This can be very powerful energy, and that much more so if we bring consciousness to it. There are other things happening in the sky, and especially love-related things happening in the sky. Now, if you think back the last couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago I said it's dreamy energy, right? Venus meeting Neptune in the sky. This is what fantasy and hope and wanting is made of. This is getting very carried away, sort of floating on a cloud with romance kind of energy. So lots of heightened imagination with this. Then we look at last week. We had Venus speaking with Pluto. This is super sexy, super sensual energy. And this is the kind of energy that can have us having moments that have a way of reaching right into our hearts very deeply. So what's happening now this week is something that I've been alluding to, something that I've been mentioning, especially to the superstars out there. I've been saying, keep an eye out because this is coming up. Saturn is coming up. And so now here we are. Venus will be speaking with Saturn this week. And this is the type of conversation that astrologers call a square. And it is one of motivation. It's also one that can be of tension because it is about showing us what it is that needs to change and giving us the impetus, giving us the energy to do our part to realize that change. So when these two planets speak in this way, it really just comes down to reality. It just comes down to an honest assessment. Now, sometimes that assessment can be a little bit pessimistic, so we are going to want to watch that. Maybe things aren't as pessimistic as we are thinking they are in that moment. And yet, there is a need to have something that's not so much in the clouds, but much more grounded on the earth. There is a need now to see people as they are, right? The very famous quote by Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are, believe them. This is the undeniable what this person is showing you who they are. And really this appreciation that you must believe them because now that you see it, now that you see what they're showing you, you can't really go back. Now, I don't think it's so pessimistic, and the reason I say this is because we do have Mercury right around the same time speaking in harmony with Neptune. So this is really good for restoring faith. This is really good for having a conversation that lifts your spirit. This is really good for getting another perspective that brings a sense of stability, that brings a sense of structure, even if that structure is coming in just in our own emotions, even if just in our own thoughts. It helps us to make sense and find spiritual significance in what it is that is occurring. So Venus speaking with Saturn this week is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for some people out there, especially if you are one of those people who's been getting a little bit up there in the clouds. It may be a little bit of an awakening, and yet it absolutely is welcome. And it is welcome because the truth ultimately is what empowers us. It is an honest evaluation as to where we are in love and why. Who is this person that we've been interacting with? What is it that brought us to this very moment in love? And where is it that we truly desire to go? And where is it that we have some power to move ourselves in that direction, and where is it that we just need to turn it over. That sacred dichotomy is part of the human experience. It's just the way that it is. There are going to be times, there are going to be areas of life where it feels very much like you've got the control. You can decide how things are going to be and you can run with it. And then there are times and there are areas of life where the big spiritual lesson is acceptance, surrender, accept that you have your human limitations. And sometimes there are other energies, there's fate that can be more powerful at times, but ultimately we can, even in those moments, find love and wisdom. And that really is the opportunity at all times. I'm not saying that love is going to be so easy breezy, not this week. There is going to be, again, honest assessment. And it could also be that where it comes to love, it is just asking a lot of your attention. If you're in an established bond, this is the kind of energy that says you have to be present and you have to deal with a matter with your spouse maturely. This energy, on a side note, not relating to love, and as I've been saying the last couple of weeks, last week and the week before, good weeks for a makeover, new hair color, new hairstyle, good weeks for any kind of, tattoos or modifications that you were looking to make, cosmetic changes you were looking to make. This week, not so much, okay? So if you've got an appointment, even if it's with someone who's really hard to get an appointment with, I would encourage you to consider rescheduling. Because with this kind of energy, what it is that you're expecting, the aesthetic change, the aesthetic possibility that you are hoping for, the reality may not match what it is that you are hoping to create. So it's just a matter of a few days. Just give it this week, and then you put it to the side and you can enjoy doing all those wonderful things that you desire, having fun with, whether it's your clothes or whether it's your look or whatever it is that makes you happy. What I love about this week is that sense of fresh possibility and fresh beginnings. Even if it takes a little bit of time to sort of consider the possibilities, consider how to best empower yourself, really it won't take long before we find our best avenues towards creating exactly the kind of life that we'd like to move towards. Well, thank you so much for watching the introduction. I'm so grateful for it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It means so much. Thank you so much to all the amazing feedback, all the love that Astrofabulous Superstar has been getting. Thank you to so many of my brand new superstars. I'm so excited about Astrofabulous Superstar. It really was part of my vision to create a community that feels safe and that feels supportive, so that people can encourage greater love and greater wisdom among each other. And also to provide expanded horoscopes, looking at each sign, just like I delve into it for the monthly horoscopes. These horoscopes delve in the same way every single week for every single sign. If you are one of the first superstars to join before January 31st, you get a 50% discount. That price is locked in just for you. And once we get past January 31st, that price will not be seen again. And so come log on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com and have a look. It's getting so much positive feedback and I'm so grateful for it. We've already started creating this amazing community of superstars and it's just such a pleasure. It's such a blessing to see it grow so much. Every time somebody registers, my phone does a little ping, kind of goes off, and my phone has just been, singing to me ever since I started making the announcements. And it's really just only been a few days. So if you log on right now, you can watch the expanded horoscopes for this week and for last week as well. So always last week's horoscopes and this week's horoscopes will be available. You can register to go month for month. You can register to just have access to one sign or all signs. And as I said, for the extra special, very early superstars, there is a big discount to get started. Now, do keep in mind that this is a growing project, right? So part of the reason that I'm offering that big discount right out of the gate is because we are creating this together. And it's also because the website is still being created. More things are being added as we're playing with it, as people are giving us feedback of what would be really cool, what they want to see more of, how they want to see, whether it's the forecast change, whether it's the way that they access it, whether it's the logistical stuff, or whether it is the actual content that they're receiving. All of that is under a process of metamorphosis. So I hope that you will be part of that. I hope that you will be part of this growing, changing project, this brand new chapter with my work that really is very exciting to me and very much a dream come true. And so now here we are, and your support means so very much to me. It really does. All the new superstars out there, thank you for your trust, and thank you for wanting that expanded look at your sky each and every week, plus extended and exclusive content as well. So again, it's astrofabulous.com, nadiyashah.com. Log on and be part of an amazing community of superstars and get access to all kinds of fabulous stuff with me on my website, nadiyashah.com. The other announcement that I have is Synchronicity University, synchronicityuniversity.com. I have another series coming up. This is the Equinox event that is going to be coming up. Now, there has been some adjustments. There have been some changes based on your feedback. So originally I had planned to do 12 classes in 3 days, like back to back, sort of like a marathon of classes on the 17, 18, and 19 over the weekend, and then do the 21st equinox event. Now, it's a little bit different in that people have been asking for it not to be so much. They've been saying, you know, I like to interact in person and in live and real time, and I just can't, you know, hang around for 8 hours for 3 days straight. And so I've simplified it a little bit. The price has been reduced as well. It's gone to like half price. And what is now happening is that it is 2 classes per day over the course of 3 days. So it's 6 classes. If you register before March 1st, you get, not only do you get 2 classes free, but you also get the opportunity to decide what the curriculum will be. So you get to tell me what you want to learn. What do you want these classes to be about? Whether you can join us online in real time or get the full video download afterwards, we would absolutely love to have you. Synchronicity University webinars have been a huge success and they've been so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to developing this curriculum with you. You guys are choosing whatever you decide you want to learn. I will find a way to incorporate it either through dedicated lessons or as incorporating it as part of a similar lesson. Whatever you tell me you want to learn, that's exactly what it is that you are going to learn, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it. It is the Equinox event of Synchronicity University, so you can learn more and you can register now at synchronicityuniversity.com or nadiyashah.com as well. So I right now currently am in Kelowna, BC. Just got done doing the Illuminate 2017. I've been sharing pictures of this a little bit on Facebook, more so on Instagram, Nadiya_Shah at Instagram. And it has been such an amazing experience. This city, this town is so loving. The people are so friendly. It's been so moving. There's a real artistic and welcoming vibe here that I've absolutely loved. And the events have been so successful as well. Nearly packed crowd at this beautiful, like it was kind of like a stadium. It was a center for the arts. And it was like one of these, I think it was one of the biggest crowds I've ever had talking about astrology. Talking and being a featured speaker in astrology. It was the biggest crowd I've ever had. So it was, I believe so. So it was very full. It was very exciting. Lots of enthusiasm, lots of love there. And then earlier today, I just got done doing the workshop, which is over 3 years, learning some basics of natal chart reading. And it was just so much fun. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Pure Power Events for inviting me out here, for having me out here, for seeing me as part of their vision. It's an amazing organization. They actually do events in different parts of Canada. So please do log on and keep in touch with them at purepowerevents.com. And of course, just being here in BC, as I said, I've really been loving being back in Canada. I've been loving being on the West Coast. I'll be in Vancouver for the next few weeks, so you'll see lots of videos coming out there. I'm not in my studio, so we don't have the green screen going on right now. I'm in a hotel in Kelowna, but it's all good. It's all good because it's all about the astrology. That's really what it comes down to. And I will be here each and every week to share my love of astrology. I do see astrology as a vehicle to affirm my mission in the world, which is that the universe is wise and loving. And my hope is, with everything that I put out into the world, that this is further affirmed, but also realized by the people who are watching, by the people who are engaging. You know, I care a lot about creating a space where people feel safe to express themselves. People feel safe to share their unique journey and have their journey towards greater love and greater wisdom affirmed, especially if they're consciously trying to cultivate that. And so that has been part of what I have tried to create with my work, and certainly now what I'm hoping to take to the next level of my work with Astrofabulous Superstar. But even now, being here on YouTube, I love being here on YouTube. I love interacting with you guys. And YouTube has blessed my life a whole lot. So I will continue being here, continue doing the weekly overviews. As you know, because I was sick, I didn't get to do 2017 videos. I didn't get to do monthly horoscopes. I'm still stepping back into my work. You could still hear it a little bit. I'm not totally at 100%, but I'm trying to ease back into my work, and I'm hoping to have more content up for you, not only in terms of what's happening with Astrofabulous Superstar, but also on YouTube as well. Please stay tuned for that. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being a friend and fan of my work. I'm truly so grateful for it. And thank you for being a part of affirming love and wisdom in the world. So now we are going to get to a question. I look forward to your questions coming up. Please do use the hashtag AskNadiya on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram as well. And of course, you can use the contact form on my website to ask your general astrology questions. So this question comes from Kelly, and she asked, what is the significance of having a full moon in a particular part of the sky, or a new moon in a particular part of the sky, if your natal moon is in the same sign? So this is a really good question. For example, let's say you were born with the moon in Cancer, and we recently had a full moon in Cancer. Right now, let's say you were born with the moon in Aquarius, and right now this week we are going to have a new moon in Aquarius. Well, when we have this important lunar phenomenon like a new moon or full moon taking place, and it corresponds with the sign of your natal moon, the moon under which you were born, there is a natural resonance that takes place there, a natural connection. And when something happens that is speaking to or similar to your own natal chart, it is going to be more important. It's going to play a greater significance for you. Now, the moon is a symbol of what you need to be at peace with yourself, what it is that you need to feel a sense of emotional equilibrium, what it is that you need so that you can feel truly comfortable in the world and in your own body and in your environment as well. And of course, yes, it has to do with your home. What kind of home do you like to have? Well, when we have a new moon or a full moon happening in the same sign as your moon sign, it is going to be these very issues that are going to come up and be that much more acute and come up for that much more clarity as well. And there may be also a little bit of feeling, maybe not having equilibrium for a split second, a little moment that can happen. And ultimately, that's just part of helping you to find and regain your balance, to elevate and to evolve your understanding of what it is that you need to be at peace with yourself. Now, what that answer is, what you need, it is always changing. Just like the moon, it's going through phases. Your natal moon and where that is represents an area of life that is going to go through these constant phases, different phases throughout your life. Well, when there is a new moon or a full moon in the same sign as your natal moon, it does herald a time when you are initiating a new phase or coming to the conclusion of a particular phase in your understanding of what you need to feel truly cared for by yourself and from others as well. What you want in your heart of hearts and what you really want in terms of feeling comfortable with another person in love as well is going to come that much more on the surface, but also is going to get that much more clarity, ensuring that you move that much more closer to what it is that truly is going to help you to feel that much more at ease. Well, thank you so much again for watching. Keep your questions coming. Let's keep our interactions coming right here on YouTube and of course at astrofabulous.com, nadiyashah.com. And to all my superstars out there, to all my friends and fans out there, thank you. Thank you for seeing me as part of your sacred journey. I am so grateful for it. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.